What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today is May the 28th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some hot movers and what big money is really focusing on today. Before we get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you do have the FOMC minutes. So that's coming out at 1 o'clock. And then in addition to that, you have Nvidia earnings. Nvidia is going to be a very big one to watch for. You're seeing a lot of volume in it already this morning. So I'll go over all of that. But when it comes to the FOMC minutes, I don't really see that being crazy impactful to the market, because over the last couple of occurrences, markets already kind of forecast exactly what was going to be stated. So we do have a certain level of higher transparency lately, I believe, over the last couple of months and the last couple of reports. So yeah, I don't really see it being that big of a mover. But looking at the current futures, Dow is up 0.06, S&P 0.16, NASDAQ up 0.32. So somewhat stagnant, clearly some level of hesitation associated to Nvidia's earnings. Moving on, SoFi is up slightly, piggybacking off of the market. No news from them, no SEC filings or anything like that. When it comes down to shorts, 13.72% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 149 million shares. Shorts abnormally were very active yesterday. I think they increased roughly 700,000, a lot more than I would have anticipated. I do feel for today they will be kind of mellow, chill, not really doing all that much. Most likely they will be a lot more volatile in the second half of the week. So Thursday, Friday, especially with GDP and also PCE. But a couple key points to watch for right now with it at 1342 pre-market. It is trading between these 2 points. So this R1 and the pivot. So 1323 is going to be a strong support. And then 1366 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And in my opinion, I think it will more so kind of gravitate towards this R1 throughout the day. And then with Nvidia's earnings, that's going to be the make it or break it with a lot of stocks, not just with SoFi. But moving on, GameStop. GameStop is over the last 5 days up 22.24%. And then over the last 1 month up 29.47%. So definitely things are getting very, very real with it. What just came out today was that they are and did buy 500 million worth of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's gaining a lot of popularity. And yeah, honestly, any stock buying it seems to be getting a pass. Doesn't matter if it's causing dilution. DJT is a good example of that. But GameStop obviously isn't diluting. They have a significant cash pile for this, but 12.14% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 49.6 million shares overall are being shorted. So with the recent price action, you actually do see at the same time shorts being very reactive. So starting to increase from this green line right here, as you can kind of see. So shorts have been really starting to get in. So I anticipate them to be fairly active for at least the foreseeable future. A couple of key points to watch for though, with it at 35.86, trading between this R3 and this R2. So 34.73 is going to be the strongest support. 36.84 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And if it is able to get above that, then you could see the 40s very, very soon. Nvidia, obviously with their earnings, is going to be a big one. So current forecast is 75 cents for the earnings per share, 43.25 billion for revenue. So of course, chump change. Over the last 90 days, so you have 1 positive and 13 negative revisions to the earnings per share. And the implied move is 5.91%. So over the last 3 earnings, ultimately the markets kind of interpreted their earnings as not misses, but I guess not justifying the multiple that it was getting. So over the last 3 occurrences, it actually has gone down from their earnings. So just somewhat be aware of that. But the implied move right now is 5.91%. So something to keep in mind. Shorts already pre-market are increasing 2.58 million shares. So shorts definitely do feel like there is more downside from their earnings. 1.04% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 244.17 million shares overall are being shorted. So the fact that shorts are increasing on the eve of their earnings is definitely very interesting. But with it right now at 136, it is trading between this R2 and this R1. 135 is going to be a strong support. 137.72 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. for those of you that want to kind of day trade it. Moving on, ticker is BROG. It is up 57.68% because of this news right here. So yeah, I'm not going to waste time and go through it, but this is ultimately why it is going higher. But 0.73% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 74,000 shares overall being shorted. This stock has been on a absolute tear recently, so you can kind of see right over here that over the last 5 days it is up 48.37%. Not heavily shorted, so that's not going to be a big deal for it today. With it right now at 490, it is above all the key fib levels, so not going to waste your time with that. And then Joby Aviation is up 9.45% because they got their first tranche from Toyota, so the 250 million tranche. So that's good. It is somewhat heavily shorted, so 13.06% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 60 million shares. So at the end of the day, shorts could be fairly active today given the circumstances. With it right now at 761 though, it is right between this R3 and this R2, so $7 is going to be a strong support. 765 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, followed by 933. So definitely you could see some nice momentum behind it, and at the end of the day it's all going to come down to Nvidia's earnings. That's going to be the make it or break it, at least in the short term for a lot of stocks. And then we do have GDP, PCE, so it's going to be a fun old time. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been exactly on point. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.